Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Michigan is blessed with abundant forests, providing acres of harvestable wood. This abundance not only provides timber for buildings and commercial byproducts, but also the inspiration for talented wood artists. Today, we revisit the first annual Uniquely Wood Show at the Skyline Event Center in Cummins, where incredible artists showed their talent. But first, we're headed to Rochester, Michigan, the home of the Breadwinner, a bakery that first opened in Mount Pleasant, featuring healthy, all-natural organic breads. The bakery became so popular, the operation headed into the Detroit area, opening bakeries in Rochester and Plymouth. Today, we visit the Rochester store to learn more about this amazing Michigan business. All that and more coming up on this edition of Michigan Magazine. Hale Hardware, your do-it center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Hingeman Acres, Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Your northern experience is never complete without a stop at the historic Ma Dieters of Luzerne. Enjoy the ambiance inside or outside on the huge patio area. Order from the complete menu with entrees served hot, fresh, and good. Come experience Ma Dieters in the heart of God's country, Luzerne, Michigan. Who doesn't like the wonderful taste of fresh, hot homemade breads, muffins, cookies, and sticky buns, just like Mom or Grandma used to make? But at a certain stage in life, to indulge oneself too much in this addicting taste sensation will leave a person with a sense of guilt for not being a little more health conscious. Let's face it, a little bit too much of a good thing could eventually end up being a little bit too much of a bad thing around the waistline. To feed this addiction, many of us have had to resort to satisfying our love at the local grocery store, surrendering Grandma's love for natural ingredients for the convenience of the quick fix. But we do now have some extra good news for all you health-conscious bread lovers, thanks to a couple of enterprising gentlemen who started a business in Mount Pleasant over a decade ago. After Mark Jarosz graduated from Central Michigan University in the early 1980s, he and his brother Eric brainstormed the idea of a unique all-natural bakery. They called it the Breadwinner, and that it has been, featuring all natural grains and ingredients. The demand for their ever-increasing line of health breads necessitated the opening of two bakeries, one in Rochester and one in Plymouth. The increased demand in the metro areas made it necessary to close their first bakery in Mount Pleasant to focus their energies in Rochester and southern Michigan. In Rochester is where Michigan Magazine stopped by for an early morning visit with Mark and his father to learn more about the natural taste and success of the Breadwinner.
It began in November of '83. I just graduated from Central, ironically enough, and the market was really depressed, and I wasn't getting the kind of job offers that I was expecting. So my dad and I kind of brainstormed, and we came up with something that had to be simple, low investment, low risk, and we came up with a natural bakery. Does strictly breads and a few other items.
Have you had any food handling background in the very beginning at all?
Baking, no. No baking per se. I just strictly worked in a kitchen with at the Embers in Mount Pleasant. And with baking, no experience. I'm self-taught.
And it all started in Mount Pleasant. As a matter of fact, you said that your starter from the Mount Pleasant store is following you around from store to store now too.
Yeah, the sourdough starter's 10 years old. And whenever we need to take some out, we just use the starter that we've had originally. So it's 10
Give us
years old.
the definition of natural, or the products that you use. Why is this so unique?
Okay, well, in today's day and age, I think it's really hard to find a real clean, natural type product. We try and do our best to solicit these type of raw materials. What we consider natural, another person might not, but for instance, our flour is unbleached and unbromated. It doesn't have the chemicals that your typical store-bought flour has. A lot of our products are organic. Most of our grains are all grown organically out west. That's what sets us apart from your typical white sugar, white flour bakery. It's the whole grain organic concept that we're trying to utilize here. I think we were a little ahead of our time back in 1983, especially with the natural end of the breads, because we didn't see any competition for at least 5-6 years afterwards. Now we're starting to see a lot of it. But hopefully we have the edge in Michigan here. When Eric and I opened that shop back in November of '83, we had just 7 breads and a sticky bun, the sticky bun that you sampled earlier. Just those products. And my dad would come up every weekend and he would encourage us to be creative and develop new products. And since then we've added 23 other varieties of bread, a full line of muffins. I think we have 15, 16 varieties. We've added cookies, scones, more cinnamon rolls, and specialty items that you just don't see in your typical bakery. The way we come up with the new products is certainly we brainstorm quite a bit amongst ourselves, but with our bakery being open to the personnel and the consumer, there's a lot of interaction going back and forth, and they come in with a lot of wonderful ideas. You know, why don't you make a scone with oatmeal and raisins, for instance, or a lemony scone, or a lemon poppy seed muffin. And we take a lot of those ideas and we try and develop it using our products and sampling it. And if it takes off, then we just add it to our product.
Keep it going.
Right.
You also mentioned, too, that you do use a lot of Michigan products in some of the bakeries, right? Can you give us an example of that?
Well, all our honey comes from northern Michigan. It comes from all the wildflowers and clover up in northern Michigan. We get all our cherries out of Traverse City. We get some of our grains from the west side of the state. But the bulk of our product does come out of North Dakota, the flour, of course, because there's not enough farmers here in Michigan.
Right. And the popularity seems to be growing leaps and bounds here in the Rochester area. Tell us what your day is like. I mean, you were here by the time we got here, and we left our studios at 4:30 this morning. How early do you get, and how many days of the week do you bake? Is it every day thing? Or?
Yeah, we've been baking 7 days a week now. I get up about 3 in the morning and I get here by 4. And I start with the muffins and a few specialty yeast products, and then after we produce all that, we jump into the regular bread line because it takes a lot of physical and time too. Then I have another shift that comes in before me from 10 to 3, and they do specialty products. They make the sticky buns, the cinnamon rolls.
We're talking 10 at night to 3 in the morning?
Right.
Okay.
And they do, we do a lot of wholesale accounts too. And they'll do all my wholesale account production for me. And then we have a shift just before that one too, from approximately 5 to 9. And he comes in and he preps all our muffins for us. He weighs out all the wets and then puts all the dries on top, leaves them on the table for us. So all we have to do at 4 in the morning is mix them up and bake them off.
Great.
And then he does all our prep work for us too. He'll grind up the apples and the carrots and the cabbage and so forth. And then before that is the sales production, or the sales staff too. So they're here from 6 a.m. till about 7 in the evening.
Ooh, so out of Rochester, the Breadwinner of products and development going on overnight to meet the demand. I noticed since we've been here, since the doors open, it's been a constant flow of people in and out buying your breads and your sticky buns and your breakfast treats or whatever. And it just seems to be an endless. When do you ever get time to take a day off or any day? Or, I mean, is it you eat and sleep bread or?
Well, when I go home, I want to leave the Breadwinner at the Breadwinner because I have a family and I like to enjoy the family time. I don't have enough time there. My girlfriend Monica, she works here. She heads up the sales staff, so we're always crossing paths.
When back in Mount Pleasant, did you ever think that it would get to the point you're at now, as far as developing?
We had visions of growth. We looked at the big picture and we saw franchising as an opportunity. We saw company growth within the Breadwinner instead of franchising as an option too. We've stuck to the company growth within concept. We didn't want to. We tried franchising, but we thought we were a little too early on that. So we're trying to do it within. And of course, we always want to grow. That's our main goal, is to grow and open more units.
Well, we're filling a niche, I believe, that more and more people are taking note of.
Yes.
And some of the breads, I noticed that because of the, when you first started out in Mount Pleasant, you have a bread here. It's called the
Pleasant Mountain.
Pleasant Mount.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
Mount Pleasant.
a play on words. We switched the two words around. And
So you haven't forgotten your roots in Mount Pleasant?
No, I kind of wish I was back there. I enjoyed the small town. We had a wonderful clientele that supported us. But with growth comes decisions that we don't all like, and we decided to close it down and move the operation to a bigger metropolitan area.
But I understand that many of your Mount Pleasant clientele do still get in touch with you, and you're still supplying the area?
Yeah, we have several that come down. They'll call a couple weeks beforehand and they'll place a huge order.
And we certainly know why. The variety and uniqueness coupled with the wholesome deliciousness and handmade goodness will quiet the nagging guilt of overindulgence. In other words, it not only tastes good, but it's good for you, right? Right. Delicious.
I think the demand for the products can only increase because we see a lot of young mothers coming in with their younger children, and they're concerned about their dietary needs and what they're feeding their kids. And Monica, for instance, is going out to all the area hospitals as a reference point, and what she's doing is she's developing a new program with Beaumont and Crittenton to let the new mothers know that we're here, and we're going to give them a free loaf or some muffins after they come out of the hospital with the newborn, and then try and educate them about the quality and the benefits of our product. So there's a lot of need, I think, to educate the public still.
Well, you're doing a good job. The best way to educate the public is through their stomach, I think. And their taste buds, and you're doing a great job. Mark, we appreciate you taking your time and your father.
Thank you.
Showing us around the Breadwinner, and we'll know that there'll be a lot of people visiting here, including the Michigan Magazine staff, because we need to be healthy. And the combination of health and deliciousness can be beat at the Breadwinner. Thanks, Mark, for
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Luzerne Express Campground is the premier campground with everything to make your northern adventure complete. Modern and rustic campsites, equestrian campers welcome, a huge market with bakery and deli, nearby RV, hiking, and horse trails, along with a complete canoe, raft, and kayak rental. Visit us online, then call for more information and reserve your spot today. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile.
I've never done this. What kind of wood is that one? This is curvy maple, fiddleback. Yeah, even in the neck, I put stripes. This was used to make the gears in ships, the drive gears, because it would never wear out. And in the salt.
seats are made out of bird's eye maple, and then with the webbing in there, and add a little bit of the bird's eye. This is the dark bird's eye here, and the light bird's eye here. Wood, basswood, and then the walnut strips here, and then highlighting that, and the basswood here. Most of them down real well.
Are you ready? Yeah, all set yet?
That was less than a minute.
It's all together except for one thing sticking up.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
Thanks for joining us in this edition of Michigan Magazine, and thanks so much to everyone for actually writing and sending cards and pictures of their neck of the woods. A big shout out to the Ward family of Alma, Arkansas, who's ready for the road with their 2010 Yamaha 1300 RS. Looking forward to your road pictures. Today's phrase of the week: get up, get out, and explore. You know the drill. Send it to us for a chance to win. Have a great week. See you next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Clemick Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemick Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemick's on Mapes Road, Mile. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Shopping for that special person just got easier when you shop at Rose City Drug at 2640 North M33, just south of the Rose City city limits. You'll find gifts for everyone on your list from 1 to 100. Shop online or in person at Rose City Drug, Rose City.